Alright, so before I actually start this video, I just want to bring a couple things up in regards to last week's video, because as I'm recording this, this is September 5th, so it's been about a week since the video that I had made in response to SRC. So I think this is I think the first thing to bring up is what a couple of runners had mentioned. It's specifically about the comment thing. Now, admittingly, yes, I had deleted some of the comments, but I specifically did it because it just felt like some of the comments that were made were just in a negative impact, and I didn't want that to really tear any of that energy and positive mindset that I have in trying to be able to come back and fix things or turn things around. I can't help that. I get bad at anxiety when I read something negative and really having bad gut feelings about it. Again, I can't help it, but I do apologize to those runners that I had to leave their comments about. And also specifically to Merle, I know you had wondered why I had deleted some of your comments, but that's not the case. I simply had your name blocked from my channel. And usually when you block somebody from their channel, they're not able to comment on any of the videos that you make. And I get that when you try to post your comments in some of these videos, it doesn't actually go through at all. But I do want to apologize as well for having to block you, because I know you had mentioned, or you had questioned why your comments were deleted. But that wasn't the case at all about me deleting them. You just simply were blocked. But I went out of my way to simply unblock you for those. So I can't help. The main reason being why I blocked you was because of a comment that you made in May that I felt like I took offense to. And I just can't help it. Really built my anxiety back up, and was really just having a hard time to really try to think and really try to be positive with everything. Still trying to keep a strong faith and just trying to be able to come back. So, but I also want to bring this up as a second thing. I think with the whole comment thing in general, when you upload a video, you're able to have an option to change the way the options can come up, or not the option, but you're able to change how the comments can come up. So whether you have the option for all comments can be made publicly, whereas there's an option where you can have all the comments be held for review. And it's about the first time I ever changed that option to pretty much having all comments being held for review, which is probably the same thing I'm probably going to do with this video. And usually when you have comments held for review, you either have the option to approve it, delete it, report the user, or hide the user from the channel. And again, that's why some of the comments were deleted. I can't help that my anxiety was going to build back up, and was really having bad gut feelings about this. And I do want to apologize for those runners that had made a comment on it. I couldn't help it. Now, to really just bring this up as well, I also want to apologize to the people that I had called out, specifically Zergriff and Flying Fox, because I don't know if she may happen to see this video, or anybody happens to reach out to her and send this video to her, because I know I had sent a long message about having to apologize about the way that I had went about having to call you out. I can't help that it was a sense of frustration in me, but really trying to be calm, just try more calm about it. Because again, I don't know which person it was from the mod team, the Sonic Speedrun Community mod team, that had done the report. I specifically wanted to know who it was that did it, and what the real intention was behind it. That's all I wanted to know. But again, it was never my intention to go about it in a negative or rude way whatsoever, and I do apologize for it. Now, I know that I wanted to try and make an update video about having to say how grateful I am to be able to come back, but this is also another half that I want to be able to resolve, and that's, of course, without, like, a couple of runners have taken this sort of thing the wrong direction, and how I just wanted to be able to come back and speedrun. You know, I get that this was a thing that I had done years ago. It's my fault for doing it. And again, I can't express how much I apologize for that mistake that I made. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes to come back and try to right that wrong. That's all I want to be able to do. And although during this period that during the 3 months, I felt like this is the first time in my life I ever experienced something like this, where I just went into a deep depression, and I felt like I was having a hard time really having to keep my head up. Where there was times where I had my head underwater, or it felt like I had my head underwater. There's times that I felt like I just didn't know. In general, I just didn't know what to do. You know, I just didn't want it to be. I didn't want there to be times where I felt depressed, and that, like, every day that had gone by, I just had bad gut feelings, where I was just barely able to eat, was barely able to sleep. I can't help it. That really bothered me a lot. But as soon as I got the email about there being that that I was unbanned and that I'm able to come back, I can't help that I broke down and I started crying, because it really meant a lot to me just having to be able to come back. But again, this is another half that I want to be able to at least fix. I want to be able to at least make amends and make peace. That's all I really want to be able to do with, like, all the runners on the site, because I know a lot of people are looking at this in a positive way, the way that I want it to be. I just want to be able to come back and fix that mistake, and to be able to right that wrong. That's all I want to be able to do, nothing more, nothing less. But as well, I want to at least talk to the Sonic Speedrun community moderators about this, and I want to be able to fix things. Because again, it's not my intention to be rude, not my intention to be, like, mean-spirited in a way, because I'm not a mean person in general. And so that's all I just want to be able to try and do, is just be able to fix everything. I really do care about this, and again, within the 3 months that I was banned, felt like I was in a dark place that I've never been in my life. There were a lot of rough moments this year that I can't help but I obviously kept to myself. Didn't tell anybody else in my family about it, because I think there was a lot on social media that I've never really seen before that really had affected me. I think with this situation, it was just like the biggest concern to me, and it felt like it was a major gut punch. And again, just went into a deep depression, but somehow, some way, I was always able to just keep my head up and keep it held high and just be able to keep going. My mindset is to simply just always be able to believe and never give up. That's what I want to be able to do with this comeback. And to be able to try to, I want to try and make peace. That's all I want to be able to try and do. That's all I keep hoping for, is to just be able to make amends and just make peace. Because I get it. There was a mistake that I made years ago, and then 4 years later to that, because this happened in 2015 when I had re-uploaded somebody else's run, and then 4 years later to that, in 2019, I had submitted those two videos specifically, which I had the 4 individual levels that were mentioned, submitted them as my own, and claimed that these were super old runs that I had made or had done a long time ago. It's completely irresponsible and uncalled for, and I get that. But that's why I just simply wanted to be able just come back and just be able to fix it. I didn't want there to be any sort of tension, because I really do care about this a lot. And if I didn't care about any of this in general, you wouldn't have heard from me again. and I would have just simply gave up everything. I would have just gave up speed running. It's feel like nothing in my life would have ever been the same again, you know, if I had looked at this in a completely different direction, you know. Um, it's all I can't help but express how much I apologize for that mistake. It was a fatal mistake. All that I keep praying for is just to please allow me to fix that mistake and redeem myself. Because sometime a few weeks later, at the end of May, I went out of my way to reach out to Zerger. I believe this was the next day after I had done this, but during the day that I had a holiday off of school, I took the time to solely focus on maybe thinking that this would have been a step in the right direction and try to do my own runs on those 4 individual levels. And it took me practically the entire day to do it. Now, I know those are probably questioning, well, where are those runs exactly? Well, they are part of the speedrun playlist that I have here on YouTube. But I still do, in fact, have the video footages for all 4 takes of those 4 individual levels, if they just wanted me to show more for it. And again, I don't know if this is any sort of sense of step in the right direction. I just wanted there to be a way that I can prove that I want to redeem myself. It's all that I keep praying for, is just allow me to please be able to redeem myself. So again, I wouldn't have cared about all of this. I wouldn't have made those runs my own. I wouldn't have just simply made the response video last week, and I wouldn't have made this video as I'm still making this video today. Because I know I just want to be able to just try to fix that mistake, right that wrong. Because I know I had made this long post in the mobile speedrun community not too long ago, a couple of days ago. And I just don't want to be able to go back in that dark place in my life and just thinking like everything was just like lost hope. I don't want any of that to be the case. It's already been a lot of rough moments in the road for this year in 2021, and it sucks. But I was somehow able to keep my head held high and keep going. It's a lot to it that I know a lot of people may not have ever looked at it as, but just can't help it. It's just like so many inconveniences, but again, this felt like the biggest gut punch to me, and just it hurt a lot. It's tearing me apart. I just want there to be peace. I just want to be able to make peace and just make amends, because I don't want there to be enemies. I just want to be able to make friends, make friendships. There's a lot of positive people on this site. Same way that there's a lot of positive, lot of positive moments just that I've ever experienced on the site that really do mean a lot to me and feel like they have changed how and like my evolution in speedrunning. But again, I just want to be able to like change, like turn things around here and be positive with it. Just keep my head held high and just be able to keep going and always tell myself to never give up, the same way that a lot of runners have went out of their way to DM me and really tell me these things, because I think that's the sort of thing that really had kept my mentality just stay locked in and always be positive with things. I don't know how this video may go. Just if people have a sense in their heart to really change their minds about how they're like looking at this in a negative way. I didn't expect us to really look at it in a negative way, but I think as well to bring this up. I know that a couple of runners had said that there were a couple of lies that were mentioned in the last video, but that was also one thing that I was confused about, because I didn't know what exactly there was that I lied about. But if you do happen to comment exactly what it what it was, then I want to be able to at least fix that as well. You know, it's not my intention to lie. I really don't have any sort of intention to lie about anything. That when, as well, I do want to apologize for it. I can't help but express how much I apologize. But I want to do simply more than just apologize. I want to still be able to fix things. I still want to be able to make amends and make peace. I want to be able to just build more friendships and just be able to continue this journey that I have, because I got a sincere love and passion for speedrunning that, again, it's really had meant a lot to me, and I want to be able to like interact with more marathons and join more marathons and join more tournaments. I just feel like maybe, whether or not it can work out, I keep praying every day. I just want to be able to work things out. I don't want to make any enemies. I just want to make friends. And to the Sonic Speedrun community, moderators, all of them. I just want to be able to come back into the community and just fix that mistake. That's all that I ask. I've been eager to really come back and really try to fix that mistake. I've been eager to come back and really try to right that wrong. Please, though, please hear out what I'm saying and allow me to fix that. To every other speedrunner watching this, whether you do happen to share this with other runners on the site, please, though, please allow me to just simply redeem myself, because I don't want to go back in any sort of dark place in my life like I've never been in before.